Did you know that your one show, your one podcast can have 5 different revenue streams? Today, I want to break down exactly how you can create those revenue streams and just about how much money you can make every single month. What's up, people? I'm Coach Chris. I'm here to help you launch, grow, and monetize your podcast. Make sure you subscribe to the Podcast Profit Club. Thank you for being here. Now, today I want to get into the monetization. This is obviously the most popular topic when it comes to podcasting. Everybody wants to make money and everybody wants to get sponsored, all of that stuff. But I really want to explain that not every strategy is super profitable. And the ones you think are profitable actually aren't. I can tell you up front that affiliate marketing is the easiest to get into because you can just go get an affiliate code and promote it on your show. But affiliate marketing isn't really profitable because most people don't do it correctly. I listen to a lot of podcasts, and on the shows, the people that are promoting something as an affiliate never put the link in the show notes. So if you talk about it, like if I talk about something in this video, I'm going to tell you what the link is in the description below. But if you talk about something on your podcast and you don't have the link in the show notes, where the hell am I supposed to find it? Should I just go and Google it and search for it? Great, because now when I do, you don't get paid as an affiliate. So affiliate marketing is the easiest to get into for podcasters, but it's just not the most profitable because it takes true effort and a plan to be successful there. Most people don't think of it that way. You know, most podcasters sign up as an affiliate, get the link or a promo code, and then go talk about it. That's it. Don't do anything else. They just do that and then expect to get money from it. That's not how it goes. You need to have a plan. Another strategy I know is super popular is selling courses. Now, I think courses are profitable. I do think we've kind of not hit a ceiling, but I think we reached a point where there's so much free content and free information. Selling courses is a lot harder if you don't have an audience, you don't have trust. It's going to be really, really difficult to sell a course. Right? It's going to be very, very complicated because you need to kind of build a relationship with the audience first. You got to build trust, have testimonials, real testimonials. It's a long process, you know, and I think also the barrier to entry on courses is so low that the value of courses actually isn't very high, to be honest. You know, anybody can set up, you can have free accounts on multiple platforms now, and nothing wrong with that. But because anybody can make a course, now it's like the courses aren't as good because you got people who haven't been podcasting for 6 months and they got courses on how to launch a show and how to make money and get sponsored, and they've never been sponsored. Just think about that, how crazy that sounds. Somebody selling a course on how to get sponsored and they've never gotten a sponsor. And it happens all the time. It's very consistent, you know. So I think courses are good, but it takes a longer time to build in that area than people think. So again, podcasters fail there too. Now, the next one I think is obviously most popular is sponsor. You know, getting sponsors, getting somebody to pay you for your content. That is the second most profitable income stream for podcasters. And reason being is sponsors are willing to pay for the real attention you get, right? When you have a podcast, you have a show, you're getting a ton of attention, and the companies love that. They love that because you have a better connection with their ideal customers than they do. So they're essentially paying you to put their product in front of your audience, right? And they have enough belief in you to where they're going to pay you up front. With a lot of affiliate companies, what happens there is they only trust themselves. They don't trust you as a content creator, as a podcast host. They don't trust you. They don't believe you can deliver on it, right? So then they say, well, and some of them don't have money. They don't have the money to actually pay you, but most of the time that's BS. They have money, they just don't want to pay you. And so what happens is you get a situation where, and as an affiliate, they're giving you money after you make them money, but as a sponsor, they're paying you up front, right? They pay you up front because they know, okay, you're creating this content, you're promoting us, here, take this revenue. So obviously that's super dope. I love it. But the problem that comes in with sponsorships is podcasters don't know how to negotiate. I've seen a lot of shows that should have a ton of sponsorships. They should have a ton of revenue coming in, and they just don't have it because they don't know how to have those conversations. And then I also see other podcasts that have literally no reason to be looking for sponsors, and that's all they do. It blows my mind that it's on the opposite ends. Like it's actually hilarious to see the shows that like literally don't have more than 20 episodes, that have never had a really popular, influential, great guest, whose audio doesn't sound great. To see those people, hey, I want to get sponsored, I want you to pay me for this content, is insane. You're not there yet. So I think the biggest issue when it comes to sponsorship for podcasters is mindset. I truly believe that. And then a few of the tactical things, like after you do get sponsored, how do you fulfill on the sponsorship? How do you do the live reads? Do you know how to get the contract signed and all of that stuff? Do you know how to do the ACH transfer? And it sounds like, if you know what this is, it's very simple. But to the people who don't know what this is, I'm speaking a foreign language. And that's the problem. That's also why we have the Podcast Profit Club. This is part of what we teach. Like, this is literally what we teach every single week inside our community. So make sure you check it out in the description below. And we're really going to help you get to the next level with this stuff, because I took the time before I did any of this stuff. Before I started teaching it, I took the time to learn it myself. I wanted to get my show sponsored, market my show, get in the top 200, like do all of that stuff. I made money from my show in every single way I've explained already. I've done all of this. So now I'm ready to teach other people. And I don't get mad at other people trying to teach it. I just get upset that they don't know what they're talking about and they're trying to teach it. That's the problem. Like, if you know what it is, I respect it. I respect the hustle. I don't believe we're competing at any point. But the people that don't know what they're talking about, just to see them talk about, it's like, you don't know what you're talking about. It doesn't make sense. What you said doesn't make sense. Like, I mean, think about it this way. If you got to look at somebody's track record, if they have never had a podcast and they're all of a sudden a podcast coach, it's not somebody you should be relying on. I'm just saying that. I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying. All right. So another profitable income stream you can have on your show is your own products or services. We could just put those together. I can say that this is the most profitable strategy I've used so far. And reason being is because you can charge whatever you want to. You can sell as many as you want to. There's no ceiling, right? For sponsorships, there's only a certain amount of money you can make, right? They're only going to pay you a certain amount, no matter how big your show gets. We saw that with Joe Budden. The show went up here, the best podcast in the world, and they didn't want to pay him more. Their sponsors, they're only going to pay you a certain amount. It doesn't matter how much money they're making off of you. It does not matter. They're sponsors, so they don't want to always go above and beyond. They're not doing that. So you need to have your own products and services that you can provide. I now have 3 different software products for podcasters. All of them are for podcasters, and they all serve podcasters in a different way. And I think software is going to be the most profitable long term, simply because you can make money from the software while you sleep. And people are paying you monthly, right? With courses, there's a ceiling on it. They're going to pay you once and that's it. And then you can't get them to buy something else or sell something else in the upsells. But that's not really what people want. People want something that's going to serve them and help them make their life easier every day. Everybody wants something that's going to help them either save time or make money. That's it. Those two are at the top of everybody's list. So that was my intention with creating software. I want to make sure I have a way to serve podcasters that way long term. All right. So now that we've talked about the revenue streams, I want to talk about how you can set them up on your show. I actually missed one. YouTube is another one, but I don't really count YouTube as a podcast income stream. It's just an option. And let me plan this out. Let me show you exactly how this goes. So if you host a podcast now, there are multiple ways you can make money from your show. You know this. Number one is you can have ads on your show. I think having ads, I used to think it was terrible. I think it's actually better now because it's become so mainstream that it's acceptable, and if your podcast is mainstream, people now accept you running ads. They accept it. And if you look at, YouTubers run ads in their content. People still watch. I mean, I don't watch them. I got YouTube Premium, but people still watch the ads. If you're a podcaster and people won't listen to your ads, then they're not a real listener to begin with. Just the truth, right? So ads is one revenue stream. Another revenue streams are sponsorships. You have a sponsor that buys, and this is where it gets fun. This is where it gets good. I want you to pay attention. Another sponsor is, you can have 2 sponsors on one show. You can have one paying for a mid-roll and one paying for a pre-roll. Think about that. You can have, and I said mid-roll first because that's going to be more expensive than the pre-roll most of the time. So you can have literally, you can have the ads, mid-roll, pre-roll. That's already 3 revenue streams because those can be 3 totally different companies. Now, if you take that same podcast and put it on YouTube, you have another set of income streams because you have the ads from YouTube. That's 4 now, right? Then you have a new pre-roll and a new mid-roll. You get a whole new sponsor for YouTube. The sponsor that's paying for the audio, they're paying for audio. They're not paying for video. Now you can have 6 income streams from this one podcast. That's not counting Patreon or all the products you're selling and none of that. That's just counting what's on the actual show, right? And then obviously it takes some editing and stuff. You know, it takes some work to do that. But that's what's possible with a good podcast today. You can have literally multiple income streams from this one show. So when podcasters ask me, what's the best way to make money from your show? I always tell them, well, it's so many different ways. Don't choose one. Like, you got to live in abundance, man. You need to have at least 3 income streams from your show. Not just one. You can have 3. Do all of them. I think ads is a great way you should monetize, definitely. But I would say with the ads, with like the pre-recorded ads by Geico and stuff like that, you don't start those until your show has some credibility, right? Because people won't, in the beginning, they won't tune in if you have that. The same way on YouTube, when you're a new YouTuber, people aren't really watching. You can't even put the ads on your channel until you reach a certain point, right? Same thing with podcasts. You want to be patient with that, right? And I say until you put out, at least 15, 20 episodes, don't worry about monetizing at all. Unless if you have a great launch plan, a great rollout, like I talked about in one of my last videos, then you can do that. But most podcasters don't, which is why I suggest don't focus on monetizing too early. You want to have a audience before you start trying to bring money in. And then you want to choose the revenue streams that work best for you. I know everybody's running a Patreon right now, especially because Joe Budden is over there. I just don't believe that it's smart for everybody to set up a Patreon account immediately as soon as they have their podcast logo. It's not necessary because you don't even know what content you're going to put on there just yet. You don't have any type of audience just yet. Be patient. You'll get there. Just take your time. And so it's really important that you see where you want your show to go. If you're not monetizing your podcast yet, don't panic. Relax. The best thing you can do right now is really break down where you want it to go. How many revenue streams do you want to have? How much money do you want to make? That's one of the first questions I ask my clients is how much money do you want to make from your show? Right? Like, what's the intention for you? How much profit do you want to bring in? That is really, really key to success, because if you want to make $5,000 every month, okay, cool. The kind of content you need to create needs to be at a different level in a different way. It might need to be longer episodes. It really shifts depending on what you personally want. So set your intentions first, and then you can grow from there. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for being here. Again, we got the Podcast Profit Club. It's linked in the description below. Make sure you check that out. So if you want to monetize your show, make sure you check out the Podcast Profit Club. We talk about launching, growth, monetizing, giving you real plans, helping you with all this stuff, showing you how to get sponsored and all of these different things, man. We're doing all of that inside of the community. We also have guest experts come in there. It's not just me talking your head off. We got a lot of other people that some of them smarter than me come in there talking, So make sure you check it out. It's linked in the description below. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm Coach Chris, and I will see you next time.